Welcome to Gearhead Country. I'm your host Ian Rome, and we are at the 2023 CCMA Awards in beautiful downtown Hamilton. You can't see it, but you can hear it, and sometimes you can smell it. I could probably have to edit that out, but maybe not. Okay, this is our first interview of the 2023 CCMAs, and with me is James Downham. Hey, buddy, how are you?
I'm fantastic. How are you doing, Ian?
Great, great. Nice to see you.
Good to see you too.
Good. This is our first introductory Gearhead Country interview.
Okay, well, I'm going to warm you up here. I'm going to make it easy for you. I'm going to lowball softball questions.
All right.
That's what I'm going to do.
All right.
How long have you been interviewing people on the rooftop of the... No.
Well, we started in June, and now we're just... How long? Gearhead Country has been gone. This is our 13th year of Gearhead Country. So again, much like yourself, we have a big soft spot for the emerging artists, and you're a man who's getting going, getting started in this career. And how has it been so far?
You know, I'll say it's always an adventure. It's got its ups, it's got its downs. It's a tough slog. This is a tough business to be in, but it can be fun. And I mean, whatever happens, I'm just going to keep on keeping on. That's just what you got to do in this business.
So, how long have you involved in music?
I had a band way back when I was in the university days. So we're looking at like 25 plus years ago, I guess.
Really? You're that old?
I'm definitely that old. But you know, then Jimmy quit, Jody got married.
Yep.
No, we never get far, right?
Yep.
And but back in 2015, I kind of got back into original music again. I had done a Tim McGraw tribute act for a long time, but it didn't really feel like it was me doing music. Right?
Yeah.
I was pretending to be someone else essentially, and so 2015. But really, I will say, did a reboot, I guess, with the pandemic.
Yeah.
I started writing a lot, as did a lot of other artists.
Yeah.
And really got working on the album that I just released in April. And the first single on that was one that came out a couple of years ago, and that was We're Okay with Amanda Kine.
Yeah.
But I really feel that sort of just really got me seriously moving forward.
Sort of did a refocus, as like you said, as a lot of people did, and you know, we've all got different history involved with the music industry and different roads, and that's great that you like I said, a Tim McGraw tribute thing that would have paid some bills, I guess, and you know, get nice fun, keeps you in, but then eventually, like I said, you progressed and went sort of back to your roots, and that's again the writing, the performing, and becoming and sort of working on your individual career again. So.
I'll tell you just something interesting about that whole thing. When I would do the Tim McGraw shows, I would be so nervous leading up to a show. Like, I'd be pacing back and forth at the side of the stage. And we would play some small venues, we'd play some big venues and fairs and things like that. And I was always nervous, I think, because, like, you can't fool the Tim McGraw fans in the audience.
Yep.
Like, you can't mess up. Like, you look out and everybody's singing the words, everybody knows it. And so I was aware that I was playing a part, and you had to have your lines right, kind of thing, right? But once I got doing the original stuff again, I didn't have that level of nervousness. It was interesting because I think I was maybe just being me, as opposed to trying to be somebody else. And I don't know what that was really all about or how to explain it, but it was tangibly different the first time I went up on stage. I thought maybe I would be more nervous, like, because you're really putting yourself out there with your own stuff. But that wasn't the case. I think it was just more nerve-wracking trying to, you know, be someone else and do something different.
Well, no, that makes perfect sense, actually, because again, if you're a writer and a player and you're going out and doing writers' rounds and playing showcases, like, no one knows your song. No one knows what's right and what's wrong. So as long as you don't beat yourself out with making a mistake, most people don't know. They're hopefully getting into the music, and that's a great, you know, transition from one form of the industry to another. So again, you said you've got some new tunes coming out. You've just released a single, which I just threw onto Gearhead Country, called Full Metal Jacket, or Full Tilt Boogie,
or Full Speed Ahead.
Full Speed Ahead, that's what it is. Full Speed Ahead. I know there was something full and there's something automotive. Now, are you a car guy? Would you consider yourself a car guy, truck guy, automotive guy?
I will say I'm not a gearhead necessarily.
Okay.
So I can appreciate a good vehicle and I can appreciate power. And I would have appreciated if my grandmother had given me her '77 Caprice Classic.
2-door or 4-door?
It was a 2-door.
Ah,
White
yes.
wall tires. It was it was sweet, but it had a crack on the dash, and I was like, I'm not dealing with that. No, I think my insurance is going to be too much. And at 19 years old to take her car.
To take that thing.
So
yes.
she did offer it to me. I should have taken it.
Probably.
My uncle bought it. He did a little bit of work on it, and it was pretty sporty after the fact. But 2-door Caprice '77.
Yep.
It was
Funky back window with the crazy spread of curvature in the back of it. You could it's not a flat window. It's not a curved window. It kind of had like almost a 90-degree edge in it in the window. It was unique in that regard.
Sounds expensive if you break it.
Yeah, very much so. So, okay, your new version of your career is just kicking off. Let's go hypothetical here. If all of a sudden you got a #1 hit under your belt, you got the money coming in from #1 hit, you had some play money, what would you go and buy? What would be your car that would be in your garage?
Wow, great question. You know what? I think I'd want a '50s Corvette. Like, I think that would be it with convertible.
I'll ask you the trivia question I'm going to be asking people tomorrow in order to get some Gearhead Country prizes. What was the first year the Corvette was manufactured?
53?
You are absolutely correct. Congratulations! You win. You're a Gearhead Country winner.
Maybe I am a gearhead after all.
Maybe.
You know, who knew?
It's like Tim Hicks kept telling me, I'm not a gearhead, I'm not a gearhead. Meanwhile, he was wearing a shirt with 2 pistons and a skull and a Chevy bow tie on it. And I said, are you kidding? Who's dressing you? Somebody must be a gearhead.
Yeah.
And he just laughed. But tell me a little more about Full Speed Ahead. Where'd that come from?
So that was a collaboration I was writing with Amanda Kind and Matt Cable. Matt Cable produced my record. We started writing the song, and it wasn't quite where we wanted it to be, and we pulled in Matt T to come in. And he was like the ringer, the songwriting ringer to come in. But for me, when I was looking for songs for my record, and for me, I tend to write slower songs. Mm-hmm. And I knew I wanted something that was up-tempo, that was, well, full speed ahead, right? Like pedal to the metal.
Yep.
And so this was the song. I think Amanda actually had a bit of the idea to start with, but yeah, it was. The funny thing about it is that on my record, I've got a couple other songs that are really all about like taking things slow and slowing down. This one is really about. It's like the first love romance. You know, you meet somebody at an event.
Yep.
And it might be somebody. The song really is about somebody that maybe you've known for a while, right? You've had your eye on them, but when things get going, like you don't want to waste any time. You know, there's no taking it slow, right? And some relationships, that's just how it is. You just know that this is
meant to be.
Exactly. Taking it slow isn't an option. It's not what you want anyway, right? So that's really what this is about. It's just like, hey, you know what? Life is too short. Like let's just go. So
good.
Yeah, sorry.
No, that's okay. No, we've got Gearhead Country. We've got the song on Gearhead Country. You can check it out in our rotation, and I think it's going to be in the rotation for quite a while because it's an awesome song. Video for that song?
I don't have a video.
Not yet.
No.
We'll work on that.
I
don't know whether we can get that done this fall or not, but I think Gearhead Country might be able to help you out with that automotive-wise.
All right.
Come the springtime, or maybe at least a lyric video with some funky stuff. So
hey, with a little bit of automotive background,
I think
we can get some stuff happening. Okay.
I think
it's never too late.
My 56 is just recently rebuilt, and I'd like to get into